Okay, number 7. It says find 340% of 70. Okay, so again, we want to set up our proportion, the amount over the base equals the percent number over 100. Okay, so we want to set up our proportion. Okay, we want to determine two of the three things here and then find the third one. Okay, so what do we know? Again, I like to try and find the percent first. That's the easiest to find. And in this one, it's 340%. Okay, so the percent number would be 340. Okay. And again, next I like to find the base. I think that's the next easiest one to find. Just ask yourself, what are we taking the percentage of? And that's the base. So it says 340% of 70. Okay, so 70 is going to be the base. That's what we're taking the percentage of. So 70 is the base. And then the unknown must be the amount. So that's A. And we're trying to find the amount. Alright, so we cross multiply. So A times 100 and 70 times 340. Alright, so let me write that here. A times 100 on one side, and then 70 times 340 on the other side. Okay, so let's see. A times 100 equals 70 times 340, which is 23,800. Okay. Now we want to figure out what A is, so we're going to divide both sides by 100. Okay, divide both sides by 100. Okay, on the left side, the hundreds cancel out, so we get A. And then on the right side, 23,800 divided by 100, that's going to be 238. Okay, so that's our amount. The amount is 238. And that's our answer. Okay, next, number 8. It says each time Robert gets paid, 5% of his paycheck is deposited in his retirement account. Last week, $48 was put into his retirement account. What was the amount of Robert's paycheck? Okay, so again, we're going to use the proportion, the amount over the base equals the percent number over 100. We just want to fill in what we know. Okay. And I know a lot of people like to just jump in and look at the numbers, but you really have to read the problem maybe several times to understand what it's talking about. Um, the numbers, of course, are important, but it's really the words that tell us, what is the base and what is the percent and what's the amount. So let's see. Let's try and find the percent first. That's the easiest one. Okay, and you can probably recognize it right away. That's going to be 5%. So the percent number would be 5. Okay. Next, ask yourself, what are we taking the percentage of? Well, it says 5% of his paycheck. So the base is going to be his paycheck. And is that anywhere in the problem? It's not listed anywhere here. $48, it says that's the amount that's put into his retirement account, but that's not his paycheck. Okay, so the paycheck is not listed, so that's our unknown. That's the base. That's what we're trying to figure out. Okay, and even at the very end there, it says what was the amount of Robert's paycheck, so that's our unknown. That's the base. Okay, so the $48, that's the amount. Oh, $48. Okay. Now we're going to figure out the base, so let's cross multiply. So 48 times 100 on one side, and then B times 5 on the other side. Okay, so 48 times 100 is going to be 4,000. 800 equals B times 5. Okay. Divide by 5. Okay. On the right side, the 5s are going to cancel out. On the left side, 4,800 divided by 5, that's going to be 960. Okay, equals B. Okay, so that's the base. So his paycheck is $960. Okay, number 9, it says Ed and Susie went out to eat at the pizzeria. The dinner check was $26. They left a tip of $3.90. What percent of the check was the tip? Okay, so let's see. All right, we're going to have our proportion here, the amount over the base equals the percent number over 100. So we just have to fill in what we know. Okay, so let's look for the percent first of all. Okay. Well, let's see, $26, that's not the percent. $3.90, that's not the percent. The last sentence here, it says what percent of the check was the tip. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the percent. It says what percent. Okay, so that's going to be our unknown. And next is, let's try and find the base. Okay, so let's determine what we are taking the percentage of. It says what percent of the check. Okay, so the check is going to be the base because that's what we're taking the percentage of. So what's the check? Well, up here it says the dinner check was $26. Okay, so that's going to be our base, $26. Okay, and the amount, that must be the $3.90. Okay. And I'm going to rewrite this proportion without these extra zeros in here because those don't really do us any good. So down here, the 26, the base, I'm just going to write that as a whole number because the extra zeros here don't mean anything at the moment. And then let's see, $3.90, I'm just going to write that as 3.9. That extra zero doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see, we're going to cross multiply. So 3.9 times 100 on one side, and then 26 times P on the other side. Okay. And let's see, 3.9 times 100, that's going to be 390 equals 26 times P. And then we're going to divide both sides by 26. So let's see, let me write this up here. We got 390 equals 26 times P. Okay, divide by 26. On the right, the 26 is going to cancel out. Then on the left, we've got 390 divided by 26, which is 15. Okay. So P equals 15. So that's the percent number. So the percentage of the check would be 15%. Okay, let's see. Number 10 says the Super Shop and Save store had 120 gallons of milk placed on the shelf one night. During the next morning's inspection, the manager found that 15% of the milk had passed the expiration date. So how many gallons of milk had passed the expiration date? Alright, let's see. So again, we want our proportion, the amount over the base equals the percent number over 100. Okay, we want to fill in what we know. Let's see. Oops, I can't draw a straight line here. Okay, that's better. Okay, so let's look for the percent first. Well, it's easy. There it is, 15%. Okay, so the percent number is 15. All right, and now let's try and find the base. So what are we taking the percentage of? So it says the manager found that 15% of the milk. Okay. So what's the total amount for the milk? So 15% of the milk. Well, it says up here that the store had 120 gallons of milk placed on the shelf one night. Okay, so that's the total amount of the milk. Okay, so 15% of the milk that would be 120. That would be our base. Okay, and we must be wanting to find the amount. Right, so 15% of 120. That's going to be the amount that had passed the expiration date. Okay, so that's the amount. That's what we're trying to find. Okay, so cross multiply. We have A times 100 equals 120 times 15. Okay. So on the left, we've got A times 100. On the right, we have 120 times 15, which is 1,800. All right, we're going to divide both sides by 100. Okay, on the left, the hundreds are going to cancel out. We have A equals 1,800 divided by 100 is going to be 18. Okay, so that's the amount. That's how many gallons had passed the expiration date. So that would be 15% of 120 would be 18, or 18 gallons of milk had passed the expiration date.